Meanwhile, the topic of transit safety has been top of mind for many in this country due to the recent incidents of violence on public transport across Canada. Now, the Canadian Urban Transit Association is releasing recommendations to help tackle the root cause of that violence. The CBC's Albert De La Talla has been following this story for us. So, Albert, what are some potential solutions here?
Hi, Arthi. Well, the recommendations come as many big cities across Canada report rising numbers of violent incidents on public transit. The report comes out of the Safety and Security Task Force of the Canadian Urban Transit Association, or CUTA, which advocates for the transit sector. It says it's making 27 recommendations in 5 key areas. They are customer safety, staff safety, housing and shelter, substance abuse, and mental health. Here are some of the highlights: the need to enhance staff visibility for riders and invest in safety, security enforcement positions across Canada. They say regulations must be in place to allow police officers and special constables to curb dangerous and unlawful behavior. They're calling on the federal government to strengthen penalties for assault of all transit workers. Right now, only transit operators are explicitly mentioned in the criminal code. CUTA says transit is often used as homeless shelters and that provinces should fund overnight access and intake to social service providers so that complex individuals can access services 24 hours a day. They want more tools to prevent illicit drug use and redirect users to safer sites. And regarding mental health, CUTA says people with complex issues often take refuge on transit. It says mental health workers must be available to assist transit staff. CUTA spoke about this past hour. Here's more from them.
So issues such as poverty, homelessness, substance abuse, and mental health, when left unaddressed, is impacting transit systems. We know that no single solution can address the complex issue of violence on public transit. But with that in mind, people in every city across Canada have the right to get around their community without fear for their personal safety.
As we mentioned, many Canadian cities have seen increasing levels of violence on public transit in recent months. So can you walk us through some of those incidents?
For sure. So the Toronto Transit Commission recently said violent incidents rose 46% last year compared to the year before, with nearly 1,100 in 2022. And this year has already seen a number of high-profile episodes, including the fatal stabbing of a 16-year-old boy in a subway station in March. Calgary's police chief said earlier this month his city also has seen more violence on transit, with Edmonton and Metro Vancouver experiencing a spate of incidents in recent weeks as well. About 2 weeks ago in Surrey, BC, a 17-year-old boy was stabbed to death on a bus. In response, BC's premier says police have stepped up patrols on buses and trains. Toronto's transit agency says it is deploying additional staff with expertise in addiction, mental health, housing, and security. This month, Alberta announced it would hire 100 street-level police officers over the next 18 months with a focus on the violence in Calgary and Edmonton. Arthi.
Thanks for this, Albert. That's the CBC's Albert De La Talla reporting. You're watching CBC News Network.